Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect World Asia League Summer 2020 Asian Qualifier Finals. Bren Esports versus w2c champions. Bren Esports are one map up over the Mongolian team, and now it's their map pick. And we're going to see if Bren Esports are going to carry this over into a 2-0, or if w2c champions are going to try and steal this back on Bren Esports map pick. And based on history, it is favoring Bren Esports, but history can be deceiving, I think.
Yo, the last time that I saw w2c champions pick T-side on a map that you normally pick CT side was like when they got smashed in Overpass. I hope this is not a premonition of things to come. Because that's interesting.
That is
Once again.
It's a brave choice.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for w2c champions. You're down 1-0 so far, and you decide to start T-side in Inferno. Can either work really well or very poorly, depending on which way.
So the bomb is dropped in Banana at the moment. They have 3 players Bren Esports over towards the A site, and w2c champions, I mean, they take up a lot of this space, and up close Jar. Oh, that was a bit of a dodgy fight there. Isaac will be going down to the native wits. It wasn't the pistol that did the work.
This is such an interesting split that's coming out from w2c champions. It's just like they're losing these players left, right, and center, but I don't know what these apartments play are meant to decoy off. As okay, it looks like they called the rotation, but for what reason? As Wits does manage to spot the last 2 crossings, so he knows that it's going to be that 3-on-2 in the B bomb site.
Oh, pushes straight into Cons, but missed the timing to hit the shot onto Wits, who is now pushed deeper in. And, well, there's a shot coming in from Wits and from Papi Chulo. So, Bren Esports in a 3 versus 2 retake of that B site. It was, w2c champions seems to just have been waiting for the that push to come into the A site so they could plant in B and perhaps clutch with those 2 there just to lock it down, but it just didn't seem to work.
Yeah, I found that really interesting. The fact that they actually had... Like, as Bren at that stage, I noticed one jumping out of apartments, and I would be like, alright, let's just sit still, because they've shown presence over at Nana. We have 0 control over this. The fact that you're rotating like that so early is a bit problematic. They just need to chill out a little bit here. And for w2c champions, very, very brave and bold strategy. They get the bomb plant down, so that's why you're seeing the AK-47s in play, but if they lose these, that's always going to be very, very scary.
This is a dangerous buy from w2c champions. Bren Esports, they don't like to take banana control, it seems, at this point in time. Perhaps they're expecting scouts or just people with deagles to be holding down from T-spawn. Or the T-round.
I think they should be aware. I think they should be aware that there is a big potential of their actually having AKs in play with Galils as well. So just playing safe and just dropping utility accordingly. So no problem at all. They're actually committing through the Molotov.
Wow. Yami goes down. That's one of the AKs out of play. The other AK has pushed through. Does find the headshot onto Jar, though. Hastika, he's done a good job. They've made their way into the site. So now that bomb can go down. I don't think anyone can really deny it. As well, he's just caught the player sitting on top of tree. Sorry. So 4 versus 3 in the retake. Hastika and IZR. There's a picked up AK between the 2 of them. So... well, there's the first. Derek, he's found Isa. That's one of the AKs down. Hastika, he continues on with these kills. And there's another one. And nearly looks like one more. But it's going to be Papi Chulo and Mara in a 1 versus 1. Spray through the smoke. Knows exactly where he is. Finds him. And that's going to be the defuse. That was an expensive round for Bren Esports.
Oh my goodness, this might not be enough time. It's going to come down to the last second. He actually doesn't have enough time. He bought the M4 instead of the kit. And that retake, they just don't come in properly. They don't take down that player over at Emo in Dark Corner, which was going to be Hastika with the AK-47. And that's a big drop for Bren. Oh boy.
I thought that was done.
That is definitely not good.
I thought he got it.
No, I was looking at it. I was just looking at it and just going, hang on a second here. I don't think he has time for it. He didn't have a kit either. So that's going to actually cost Bren. They're going to fall straight back into this. But w2c champions have to be thanking Hastika once again for them keeping alive in that round and that retake.
Yeah, and Mara just for extending that time just enough to stop that defuse from happening. Don't be a loser, buy a diffuser. It's great advice and it always works out. Derek lit down to 19 HP. I think. Did he bite a grenade there? Or I think Mara might have lit him up. It's going to be 2 players holding this A site. And w2c champions just gathering all this information before they decide which site they're going to be hitting. The bomb is still sitting over in T ramp. Oh, was it w2c champions that smoked New Box?
I don't think it was. Can't remember if it was a friendly smoke or not anymore. But this is actually just needs to be a save from Bren on the back of these pistols.
They have armor.
I think it.
Yeah, because I saw someone in chat said
been.
why smoke, and I'm guessing that means Puppy Chulo smoked it and then kind of outdid himself.
Maybe, but it's so hard to tell because it's like I was more focused actually on the player in dark because Hastika was the one that was playing contact, the one that was actually making the impact. So, look, at the end of the day, it's still going to be w2c champions, putting 2 onto the board, probably 3 as well, because I don't think Bren's going to be able to buy into the next one, obviously. Has still have a couple of pistols to do some damage, but already not fighting for Banana, not really succeeding in this top bracket control. It's a little bit worrying.
I think it's just because those AWPs haven't come out yet. Bren Esports, they normally have, you know, the anchor down towards Banana. They have a setup in B site where they'll go for the early control over the over Banana, and then they'll back away. They'll take it, they'll smoke deep, and then they back away into the site, and then they'll have someone boost on top of New Box and the AWP playing behind New Box. So they make a kind of vertical crossfire. And I've seen them use it over and over again. Perhaps they don't use it anymore because it's become expected from Bren Esports. Because one molly could just displace them from that kind of position.
Yeah,
but yeah, I feel like the AWP has
especially
to be,
with the executes.
Yeah. I feel like they need the AWP to get that dominant streak on their CT side.
I think that's fair enough to say as well, because w2c has been obviously very, very good with the AWP. So I have no complaints about seeing w2c in the AWP, but I hope they don't. I hope they don't use a double AWP setup. I hope they actually prioritize a bit more cash inside the utility to take this Nana control. So once again, w2c champions take this Nana control very easily off the CTs. It forces the smokes to be dropped nice and early on. And really, Inferno it's such a fascinating map because it's all down to this utility control from the CTs and the Ts, how well you can fight for Banana, and how well you can get top mid or top brackets as the T side without losing members and without using too much utility. Obviously, this round's just pistols, so not going to be too concerned if you're a Bren Esports fan because the buy round's going to come out in the next one.
Oof.
But some damage would be nice from the back of these pistols.
Aiza and Yami have the most of profit in this round. And both players in that B site are going to be holding from CT. I think Ja is boosted up at the moment. So that utility comes up, but then the bomb streaks straight down mid, back in towards that A site, and out in the open. Papichulo's been caught. So these last 3 players, again, they can hold on to what they've got left. Wit's burned himself down to 60.
I think some of these players just looking to hold on to armor for the buy round, but this is going to be looking a little bit tricky for last to navigate. I mean, it's only a Galil loss, so it's not the end of the world, but still don't want to be losing any weapons if you can try to hold on.
Like, they've got some economy saved over, but it's not so much that they can risk losing all those guns.
Alright, the fun's going to begin from here, I guess, for Bren, a little bit, as they can get a couple of guns in play, but actually, I say that now, and they actually shouldn't buy. I lied.
Yeah,
their money actually isn't that great. What the hell's gone on here?
I'm not sure. I feel like they invested into a couple more pistols and into another half buy. But it's not too often you see that many saves.
3 rounds, 3, like, yeah, 1 forced by 2 ecos in a row, sure, but yeah, it's just painful because obviously on the CT side we have to prioritize utility. They do the right decision. get a couple of upgraded weapons, get some utility, do some damage, stay hidden and see what you can go from there. Looks like there's a boiler stack as well, so that's trying to take that control of the apartment / balcony area. I believe that would be Derek on Papachulo's head or vice versa.
Lucky. Well, smoke's ready to go over towards CT, and there is a cross, and it's going to push through it. They're not even bothered. Out in the open, they can win those fights. They know they got the rifles. Smoke goes down, and they have full control again of the B site. The molly goes down, forced them out of Coffin. And not finding any damage through these smokes. They've done a bit in this round. A bunch of these players are down 80, 70, 60. But they haven't been able to take guns out. And they've got so many replacement smokes as well.
It's fine. I'm trying to get a couple exits here and there, but it's not working out because you can see w2c pretty switched on what's happening. Papachulo trying his best to get a few more exits here and there, but w2c is going to go down to the bomb explosion as well. So at the end of the day, w2c, look at the money they built up in the last 4 rounds. And that's the problem. When you just consistently force and you're unable to do damage, you're allowing that T side to go really far ahead, and you're also just damaging your own chances of a victory. So look, w2c has decided to get the AWP finally. Has the money to do so. Full belts of utility on all these CT players. Kits all in play as well. This is the part where Bren needs to turn things around, and they need to turn it around cleanly as well. They can't afford to have a couple of loose rounds. Otherwise, w2c are just going to put them in the bin in this half.
w2c peeking down mid, and the bomb is in second mid. All 4 players are sitting in T ramp right now. And Bren Sports, they've done all that utility and trying to take control of Banana. There it is. There's the deep smoke, and this time instead of backing away back into the site, they've actually pushed down Banana. It's only good for 1 though. Jar has left Pro in a 1 versus 4 inside of this B site, so he has to back away. w2c has made his way in towards CT. Pro falls to a Mac 10. And
this is an instant save. Like, you shouldn't even be here as w2c. You should just get out of here.
He's pushed into the fight. He's burning, and if it wasn't worth it before, it's definitely not worth it now.
Okay, maybe they made it a little bit worth, because a bit of overextension actually coming out, and it's actually a shot for Papachulo through the smoke as well, has made this very doable now in this 3-on-2. So
that was surprising. Derek has made his way up from Banana. They've got all 3 entryways in towards the site, and they've got a molly, and still plenty of time left ticking away. And Derek still finds that kill. He still wins that fight. They know where Isa is. They're going to be peeking him in. So Papachulo, this time not failing the clutch, and has a kit this time as well. But as you said, they couldn't be dropping too many weapons, and they dropped a lot. Derek and Papachulo, they can drop over for 2 of their teammates, but one of them's going to have an MP9 or something.
I think actually 2 rifles can be dropped over. They won't need to go on MP9s. They'll have full rifles to play with. 3 people alive is going to be solid. Like, I mean, and that's what I mean. Like, this is why it's so problematic to verse Mongolian teams, because normally when you have that smoke at bottom nada, you respect that as a team because you don't know where the CT is. They decided to go, nah, we're just going to underarm flash and just go through this with no previous information, no other utility setup. They just go for it. And how are you meant to predict that at the end of the day?
Ooh. And Mara actually finds the opening kill into this round. That's the FAMAS that got taken down first.
Yeah, good pick on Mara and Nana. This is actually going to force an early rotation, but once again, this is not the rotation that Bren need. A bomb site very susceptible, and Derek needs to step up big at the stage on top of a balcony. It's going to be pressured from all angles soon. He's been dinked out already. He's got no hope really staying alive in this one.
Let's see. If he can fight anything else. He taps away, but it's not for anything, and well, you can see Bren Sports, they started thinking about the idea, then they just started backing away. So, w2c, they lose a round, but they're straight back into it. And Bren Sports have to save 3 weapons.
I think the problem as well is, like, you look how Bren's been playing even since the pistol round. They're not trusting in the ability of the B-side players to actually hold on to the bomb site. I think that's the biggest indicator at this stage, is that you lose 1 player over at B on 3 people trying to take Nada control. you instantly rotate Wits and you leave that A site so susceptible 30 seconds in. No defensive utility being dropped. No like pressure coming out over at Nana nice and early on. They're just waiting for Wits to get there. At that stage, w2champions is going to strike. Once again, another round where w2champions is 5 alive. Like, the money is just so good for this T side at the moment. And for Bren Esports, like, the only consolidation factor is that you've got the lost round bonus. But money isn't going to buy a solution to your problem, which is that you're not trusting in your site partners, or you're not trusting in your other site players to be able to hold on to their sites. And that's the issue at the end of the day. You're over-rotating, you're over-committing on some of these. You're not just playing patiently and seeing what the situation is. They just need to calm down, settle down, maybe take a bit of a pause, and think about what they need to do to come back into this half.
So they've switched things up here. They've put Wits over towards the B side. I think as you said, they don't trust their teammates to hold that, so they put the AWP over there instead and hope that that's enough of an anchor that they can keep 3 players over in A. But does that become
here's the
too
problem.
reliant on Wits?
Here's the whole thing, right? It's like, this is just down to pretty much whoever hits their better shots. Because w2champions have been looking much better in terms of how they take map control. Out comes the smoke. This is actually going to hinder Wits a lot more. He's going to try and find the timing through the edge of the smoke.
The flashes are so good from the side of w2champions as well. That was a perfect milk onto Jar. Wits finds one, and he still gets caught inside the smoke. This is a retake into the B side, and they have to save again. That's another round for w2champions.
Yeah. That's what I meant, though. It's because you're not taking banana control as Bren Esports. Like, when you're getting... The key here as like as a B side player on CT side is if you take Nana control, you can vary it up. There's one round where you can throw your set utility. You can decide to then go back into, then go back into the B-bomb site. Force w2champions to use utility. You got to keep it dynamic. So far in the last 8 rounds, if I was w2champions, I would just literally be going, they are not taking banana control. The single round they take banana control, we can just fight them and beat them. We can just walk onto the bomb site and win it. There's no crossfires being set up. There's no utility being used for like a retake banana. There's nothing really being done by Bren Esports to keep w2champions interested in fighting for top Nana, because w2champions are just taking this. You can't just give them banana. You don't give bananas away for free. They're expensive.
That's advice to anyone else that's giving away bananas. You stop it. And again, so they throw Wits back towards that B site, and Jar took a tiny bit of damage. He smokes himself off so he can stay inside of sandbags. He gets lit down inside of sandbags anyway. He's down to 9 HP. Now he gets taken out. The nade lands on him. Wits has found Isa. There's a small gap in that smoke that he could see through. I thought that was a flash. It just didn't go off.
Yeah, and this time around it's gone a little bit more chaotic, obviously. But Mara's still able to get the hit onto Derek, as Papachulo does manage to bring it back. This is a very messy round overall, which might actually just resolve in the favor of w2champions at the end of the day. Papachulo's incendiary grenade finishes it off.
That was, yeah, as you said, that was very chaotic. Perhaps Bren Esports trying to stir up a little bit of it, because I'm not sure. There's not many teams in Asia that can like thrive in chaos. But Bren Esports, if they can do it here, I mean, I don't see why not.
Because, yeah, I mean, that's... Look, in all honesty, that was probably a round that Bren needed. It was just like, hang on a moment, like, what? Like, go fight banana control. You can see it was like they were able to get a couple of kills here and there. Go fight the second mid. Go find apartments and get aggressive. Trust in the ability of your teammates to actually get a couple of frags down. But look at this change in pace. w2champions straight up into jungle and going to be challenging the Jar as well as Pro Crossfire. Might think twice about it, though.
There's a lot of utility they've thrown at that A site. They've got, what, 5 flashes left and smoke and a molly left to work with. So the fight's coming in from balcony. Isa somehow gets inside the site. Pro spray doesn't actually connect, but Jar's found one more. He's actually found a double, and he's going to get shot from behind. Derek, though, he's there for the refrag, and it's another round here for Bren Esports. Again, another chaotic round, another win there for Bren Esports.
Doesn't matter. As long as you get the rounds as Bren at this stage. Doesn't matter if you keep 2 alive. Doesn't matter. You just got to get these rounds on the CT side and just be confident in your T side. We saw in Dust 2, their CT side, they had the setup and cohesion. They just couldn't get it working. As soon as it came to the T side, different story. Much better on the executes. Better to, like they were able to understand and read the situation a lot more. But for w2 champions, they're starting to hit the bottom reserves of the cache. They're starting to lose this Nana control. And that's a key difference. If you're unable to take this Nana control, Bren Esports get a lot more comfortable. You start taking it, they can't stack 4 over to the A bomb site. They are forced to keep 2 back into the bomb site. They're forced to stay 3 on A. And that's not good for Bren.
Haskell's found himself inside of Boilers. No one really watching towards short. They're still playing pretty passively for it. Crossfire between balcony and library. Actually, it almost works as a crossfire between both sides because they can crossfire from arch and library to balcony. So I'm not hating the setup. And actually jumps down into pit.
Why did Derek kill the chicken?
I'm not
no
sure.
one will ever know.
Wouldn't...
Just wanted some Jollibees. Hungry man. Just want some fried chicken.
They have spicy chicken. It's really good.
I'm hungry now. Gosh darn it. It's like 10:20 over here, so I'm actually starting to get hungry. So, all right, here out comes the jungle take. But Papa Chulo, this is the crossfire you're talking about. This is the crossfire you talk about, Jaeger, and it works to perfection. This is an insane round.
Oh, he pushed into mid. Last player is going to be Yami, and he just backs away. And but oh, he can't even back away. Papachulo's already there to collect him. 5-6 Bren Esports. They were looking a bit slow at the start of this game, but now they're starting to come alive. And what's that? 4 rounds in a row?
Yep, doing 4 rounds in a row. They had a lot of cash as well, so not a lot of cash, but on the CT side, considering that you were down 1-6 at one stage and it was looking perilous, the fact that you're able to claw back these rounds, looking much better for Bren. Just solidifying that Nana hold, holding on as well. It's really good. Maybe a bit of a test now into Wits. He hasn't really seen too much action, obviously, just yet.
You know, people in the Philippines don't really get to hear you casting because it's not too often Bren Esports gets to be featured in, in Australian coverage teams. So a lot of them are discovering you, and a lot of them quite like you, so that's cool. Just saying.
Oh, thanks, guys. I think it's like high praise if people think I'm Dick Stacey, because Dick Stacey, obviously one of the more notable names inside Australian Counter-Strike, which is never a bad thing. And this one, I think it's just a case of a lot of the time, like Bren just, they definitely have the opportunities to take it into a lot of these international teams. Like this is an eco, I consider this a bit more of an eco round. Last is going to be the last man left standing, but Bren's really starting to fire up now. Like this is exactly the kind of Bren style that I wanted to see a little bit more. Like some more confidence on the back of these players. They have the experience to set up crossfires. They have a lot of experience to actually understand what they need to do to micro-adapt and change. It's just about getting it across the board in matches where it counts. And this is the match where it counts. You win this one, you qualify for an international, like a huge international tournament, a chance to really put your name out there, a real chance to also improve against some of the top inside the Asian region. They're on the way. Doesn't look good like 6-6, but considering they were down 1-6 at one stage and they were getting absolutely hammered with the T side having 10k, look, they've taken 4 rounds in a row to bring the score back. That's really solid.
And Bren Esports, I wonder if they can ride this train all the way to the end of the first half. A 9-6 first half, that'd be pretty painful for w2 champions. They've got a Galil going into this round, and I've heard your broadcast today, and you said never pick one up.
Yeah, don't ever pick up a Galil, don't ever pick up a FAMAS if you can try to, like, if you have the cash to, like, buy a Galil or buy a FAMAS, you might as well just buy an MP9 instead, I feel like a lot of the time, or buy utility. Look, we'll have to see how Mara goes with it, obviously.
This is pushed all the way up. That actually catches him. That's a double spray down. And he was fully blinded. w2c is there to shut him down. But that's a great start. They both peek into it. Doesn't even crouch after that first shot comes in. It's not a crouch peek after that. And Derek... Oh, that's a crouch. Dodges the bullet and runs away. w2c has found a follow-up kill. Mara goes down. That AWP is now... sorry, that bomb is now alone inside of Banana. So now it has to go down towards mid. And it's dropped over towards Hastika.
Alright, here's the thing, right? It's like every single time, it looks so dire. There was a huge spray down coming out, obviously through the flash from Isa. That's really unlucky. Bren's esports do the right thing there. But then w2c is going aggressive. He's taking control. And these are where the danger men really need to shine. Papachulo, first point of contact, can't get the double spray down. Derek is going to be split across, but he's able to stop the bomb carrier. This could be absolutely huge. Getting split right now. He's going to be able to stop one, and he transfers it to the second as well. Huge hold coming out from Derek and Papachulo on the A-bomb site, but once again, it's w2c that is stepping up.
I mean, w2c, every single time. That was such a good start there from Way to Champions. For Brain Sports just take it straight back. And it's so good to see as well. I can't believe that. Derek. It looked a little bit whiffed on that first shot. I was afraid he wasn't going to find it, but as soon as he came to the second, it was like, well, done. And w2c, he still wants to take control of Banana. He's been working time and time again. Lost has pushed himself up. And there's still some utility to work with. It actually gets lit down, but it's just a little bit boosted up. I don't think he was expecting that. And w2c, he's going to be shutting down Lust. So, 3 players make their way over towards stage side. There's 3 players all up this short position. So they don't have to actually go over towards Arch, because they can just see it from mid. If smoke goes down, that's when they can be forced to rotate over. But 4 players now making their way in, and I've seen this crossfire from Bren Esports before, and I wonder if way 2 champions are going to be able to counter this, because they're all over the place. Jumping out, doesn't have to find the first kill because Pro's there to catch the player that's already jumped out. Pro's found another one. Hastika goes down, and they got a player wrapping around. Actually caught boost up inside the site. Actually finds Pro as well, but that's all Mara found. Papachulo shuts him down. Brainy Sports from 6-1, sorry, 6-2. They've now got themselves up to 8-6 with a chance to go 9. Because the money left in Way to Champions is just not a lot.
Yeah, the Bren Esports really just coming back huge into this latter half of the CT side, really just taking it for their own. Look, once again, it's been I would feel like this has been a really, really tight half, but just w2c has been the standout for me one more time. Just able to actually go aggressive, the confidence to just hold onto a site for so long. You don't understand how important it is to be able to hold onto Banana control just as a single player. You could be like, there could be 3 people charging into you with a flashbang. You could lose a site like that. Now aggression coming out to apartments. This is something that you don't see every single time.
And Way to Champions, I'm wondering how they're going to react to this kind of setup, because that's a very dangerous position. Yami still playing this. He still finds a kill though, Derek. Great response. Pro has found Hastika as well. That was the jump into VIP. And they're still going to play these ups. They don't have to exit out just yet. Perhaps they made a bit of noise when they were running down and perhaps trying to give Way to Champions a sense of false security, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like the perfect bait and switch setup that's coming out from Bren Esports. You can see that they do it in the round that it counts. They fall back into Diggity. Yeah, Diggity is what we call that short area, like underneath the porch, like the little structure.
Diggity.
So it's a very Australian call out. So I think internationally it's called quad or porch, but Australians call it Diggity because of like a 1.6 player from a long time ago. So that's why all of us Australian guys call it Diggity. Just a little bit of fun facts if you guys are interested in that.
The only one I knew before that was the Dak Dak. I thought that was an interesting name for the auto sniper.
Yeah, autocannon. Yeah, Dak Dak because of the noise it makes. So, well, 9-6 is the half in Bren Esports. From 2-6 to 9-6. 7 rounds in a row and looking the goods most of the time as well.
So you can see a guy there in chat said, Noi said we call it Ta'e, which means that's poo. So yeah, just on the balcony.
I love how Sneaky Frog understands what VB long neck is as well, which is like, I don't understand how that meme's been able to go across different nations, but sure.
He's
okay.
a big fan of Australian CS.
That's always good. Alright, back into serious mode here, because obviously the pistol round is pretty important for Bren to be picking up here.
Dualies! I love to see it.
Yeah.
He has full gun armor for those dualies and a smoke. All 5 players, Bren Sports, are over here in the B side. It's one smoke to try and cover up this cross, and playing up close to the smoke. He's just tapping into it. Actually gets taken down. Jar, he finds a team kill. That's not very good. Haska is now on the flank as well. Wits has found that, and it's 2 versus 3. Lust is still on this flank. There's 2 players on this flank. It's just Isa to be sitting from there, and I thought that was a dink. I heard a dink sound.
I think it might have been through the edge of the wall, so 3 or 4 damage. It's not good enough. That's a problem. And now, last... Wits, of course, he's the danger man once again. Oh. How is he actually landing these shots with the Glock of all things? I don't think he knows and understands that there's actually one on the flank, but now Isa's tapping away. It forces Wits into a bit of a precarious situation. He understands now there's actually 2 over into the B bomb site, and he's going to make his way back into the A bomb site. Stays alive for now, but he's forced to fight.
Not much time, even if he goes for that plant, and they're up close. He's not finding this headshot though, and it's going to be Yami to shut him down. And decent effort there from Wits, but Yami, great shot there to bring it back into the game, get themselves that first round, 9-7. And we saw Brainy Sports win the first round in that first half, and we'll see if Brainy Sports now try to replicate way to champions. They're actually not investing right now. It's not too much. We've just seen 1 P250 count. That's it. And so Brainy Sports,
that's fine.
They're playing for the rifles.
Yeah, that's all good, because the Glocks can actually, if you just charge down a specific area, right, you get yourself into apartments or somewhere like that, you can try to do some damage with it, try to damage the CT economy. Then when it comes to the next round where you have the rifles as well as utility, perfect.
So Brainy Sports still playing around T-Apps in mid. And I'm not sure. I feel like they're weighing their options here, or perhaps they're just discussing the next round strats, which is always a good thing to do. If you're just on an eco around there, Derek gets a little bit lit down, and there are now 3 players trying to take this fight towards Isa and Lust.
I mean, there's also a benefit of staying alive with these Glocks as well. If you force the CTs to actually use utility like this, it actually means that in the next round they have to invest more money in getting grenades, getting all these items. But otherwise, it's the MP9 farm train at the moment. Wits is actually able to pick one off, which is...
That's the 1 P250 that came through. Yami, he found the shot onto Wits from behind, and an 8th round on the board for way to champions. And they still have plenty of SMGs to work with. Yami is the only one with the rifle. That's the M4. So Brainy Sports, they have the weapons advantage if they can take those long-range fights. So we go 3 players running down towards the B site. It's normally to throw all that utility to make sure they take control of Banana, and then they send that player back towards A. And instead, seems to be lingering for a little while, and now there's Isa. He's backing away towards that A site, and I think Brainy Sports, they must have heard all that utility being thrown out, so you should know they're only going up against a few players on A. And straight into CT, that's pro. And taking that fight back, and actually Isa wins that out. That's an AK for him to pick up.
Yeah, that is a fight that he absolutely needed to win. The problem with that, though, is that they've lost complete jungle control. Force a rotation out. If they're able to pick off Mara here, that's going to open up the opportunity to B bomb site, but now they have barely any top brackets control. Just really down to some individual aim deals that they need to be taking. Papachula, of course, going to be that rifle that needs to make some big plays alongside with Wits as well. Jar's already been tagged down quite low, which is never helpful.
I think Wits' job here is to try and pull away as many players from that A site as possible. You can see 3 have already left. There's still 2 players sitting over towards Pit and inside the site. And they're still making a lot of noise. So now they started a bit of utility work with Bren Sports. Smoke goes down. Lust. Is he actually pushing this? He could actually catch them off here. Yami, he's finding the first. Lust has found a kill onto Jar. Wits finally shuts down Yami. There's Lust from behind yet again, chiming in. And the bomb is down with very little time left, and there's not much else he can do. Lust has found a lot of kills in that round with the MP9. I think that was a 3K, and they've tied up the scoreline.
Yep, and it's actually forcing also, once again, Bren to maybe just think about taking a few pistols at the end of the day. Whereas w2c champions, that's in round actually 1 with MP9. So 2 of them being upgraded to AK-47s. Now they've got rifles in play as well. Yorp in the hands of Mara. It's looking a little bit scary now for Bren, as they're unable to really find the entries and maybe the confidence to just roll in. I felt like they were in the perfect position just then to just come into the A-bomb site, come in through jungle actually and just complete the split. But I think they were just a little bit too hesitant.
w2c champions don't have control of Banana. So they're working with a little less information they'd want to. Mara catching Papachula as he jumps through. Now they know there's one inside of CT, and he actually re-peeks. Has to shuts down Jar. So there's now 1 player left going towards Arch, and there's 2 coming in from mid.
Derek's actually got himself in the perfect position. I don't know if Mara actually suspects that he's able just to walk through. But he might just be walking into the wrong angle here, because Mara just missed and Derek's not watching it, but they're still able to get a couple of the entries here, but Derek's by himself, so it doesn't matter. Yami's able to get 3 kills.
I don't understand. He didn't even turn around. Not until he had swung out and was shooting away with that USP. And I don't know how he missed the AWP shot either. He was shift walking. That was weird. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe there was an audio glitch. I don't know. But w2c champions, either way, they're going to be taking that lead away. And now we'll be seeing the buy coming in from Bren Sports and the AWP in the hands of Wits. Always a good sign. Jar has yet to show up here. He's got 5 kills to his name. They were a very successful team here on Inferno when they had Borkim. And Borkim was a very good lurk and a very good anchor on that B side as well. Jar, I'm not sure if he's fit in just yet into that role. Papichulo has pushed all the way down. Finds a double kill. Wits has gone down. That's the AWP down.
Yeah, a bit interesting that push coming out from w2c champions, trying to completely control that B side, but this is the part now Bren needs to actually be a little bit more decisive. They need to just group up, try to figure out exactly where this A site player is and go from there. Just leave Pro here. He's 6 HP. He's not going to be able to find anything in terms of entry-wise. Just leave him to just hold down the CTs pushing forward. Yami's just shoulder-peaked mid, which is so brave, but if he's able to get himself in a nice little position afterwards, could actually just try to hold on to the A-bomb site. But once again, I just feel like on this T side, the problem is that it's just the hesitation which is costing Bren.
Oh, this counter timing, Yami. He could easily turn this into... Never mind. Papichulo takes his head off Yami. What a shot. And Mara missing a shot as they cross over through Arch. And so now they know where both of these players are. Lust finds that kill in mid. Nate goes down towards Pit, and that AWP is starting to push in from inside of Arch. 3 players, 2 flashes, and a molly left for Jar. So they've got some utility to work with.
And they've got cash to play with as well, so you might as well go in for this. You can see that now they're starting to pencil in. It's going to be a 1-for-1 at best, but still, Mara's going to be tagged down. He's able to get 2, but Papachulo is going to be able to recover that situation. It is going to be 1 man left alive for Bren, so the money, once again, isn't going to be good. but they're on the board for the T side, which is the most important thing. Felt like w2 Champions gave them, obviously, you know, a bit of an easier way in, as they just run straight down into Nana into mid to fight them. But hey, you take whatever you can get at this stage, as the scoreline's 10 apiece.
So again, w2 Champions trying to take that early banner control. That smoke though, that means they can't push in. And Bren Sports, that smoke gets thrown out and they just leave it. Don't seem interested in banana at the moment. Mara waiting for the push to come in from mid, starts to back away. And Bren Sports, they're taking a lot of time here down in spawn. And well, nice shot there from Mara. Derek goes down. Peeks in just the right time towards Boiler. And after that kill happens, Bren Sports start to back away back towards Banana, which has been taken back by Yami and Lust.
That's good shoulder peeking though by Yami, which means that he can drop the flashbang and get back to safety. But an extra and early rotation being called. 35 seconds left. This is looking very bad for Bren if they decide to commit on the B-bomb site. Oh boy. Hastic is also pushed in the second mid. They know exactly what's going on. It's all down to the entries now.
A nice shot there from Mara as well. As Papichula and Pro both find one kill each. And he's not going to be able to make it away. Mara goes down. They have control of the B site. That was w2 Champions that had 3 players waiting for a push to come in from the Filipino squad. And they fight every single kill.
Why are w2 Champions still trying to commit onto this retake? I don't understand. Papachulo is just going to clean you up. How? I don't understand how Bren won that one. They're literally walking into a site where there's 3 people there. They understand they are going B. But then there's just some sheer force of magic. I don't know. Maybe Wits has heard me and gone like, hell yeah. I'm going to be getting some Jollibee from my teammates today. And then he's just gone with Wits and go, like with Papachula, they're all going like, yeah, we're going Jollibees after this victory, boys. Let's go. And they just decide to get entries.
Is it possible that w2 Champions, all 3 of them just whiffed at the same time?
I mean, it's possible, but I'd say also that was some excellent entries coming out from Bren. And now also a fight at Nana, which is going in the favor once again of Bren. This is just going from bad to worse for w2 Champions. Sure, it was just a couple of pistols and maybe a couple of force-off shotguns, but now Bren's starting to accelerate.
And fast round, w2 Champions. I feel like utility as well on Inferno, it is king, and they've gone for this full buy, and only Isa has full utility. So how can they take full control here of Banana? How are they going to try and stop all these pushes coming in from A short or whatever else? They've got 5 smokes. Okay, they've got 5 smokes, but they've got 4 flashes and 1 molly.
So pretty much as the CT side, you cannot fight Banana with this utility. You have to play this. You have to either try to retake Banana or you have to try to hold on to the site. And I think Bren Esports understands this as well. They understand that there's not much utility in play for w2 Champions right now. That's why they can bully Nana. That's why they can come back now to top bracket and just slowly start taking this. It's going to be a double diggity setup. How's the flashbang utility? How the entry is going to work once again?
And that's a good boost, but Derek does shut it down. Mara's there, and Derek's found 1 more. So it's a 2 versus 2, and one of these guns is an MP9, and it's a retake with 2 flashes. Wits is still in play, and they're making a lot of noise. Isaac's just used all of his utility in towards mid.
But he's in a pretty good post plant at the stage as well. If he's able to drop down, if he's able to bypass this, he's jumping around like a jackrabbit. But Derek trying to hold on to the spray. He can't seem to connect, and now Wits is actually in a bit of a precarious situation. Of course he isn't. He's Wits at the end of the day. He's able to hit any shot he wants.
Jollibee! There it is. What a headshot. Lust. He goes straight down. There's a mini celebration there, and Wits is feeling it. 13-10. He's shaking. Oh, Bren Esports. They've just reset way to champions yet again. You're looking at a 14-10 potentially. Oh.
And just once again, it's like you have to go back and look at the series afterwards, and you have to just go, Wits has been playing absolutely insane. It has just literally been impact frag after impact frag.
24
No one
kills.
can stop this man.
And, well, he started off again.
And just once again.
Isaac goes down. There's another player over in car. He's not going to hit that one. And Lost, that was probably a scary peek. He has to back away. Astika, he catches Derek from behind, and he's actually getting flanked here as well. I thought Jar was actually going to get the turnaround and get that kill, but Pro, he's going to take one back. 3 versus 3, and at least Yami, he's managed to salvage himself an AK. There's 2 players over towards the B site. The bomb is making its way over towards B as well. And they just have to worry about the AK being inside of A. Yami is pushing the smoke. Oh. Pro turning at just the wrong time. And that was a worthwhile peek there from Yami. Now this is dangerous for Bren Esports. They're in a 2 versus 3. Granted, it's still 2 pistols on the side of way to champions.
And here's the thing, you're versing 2 of the most dangerous players on Bren Esports on the side of way to champions. You got to take down Wits and Papachulo. They're going to be coming in en masse onto this A bomb site. It's going to be one on the boost. He's trying to play anti-flash. Is anyone going to clear it is a real question. Mara's made a shot. You can't just startle Papachulo like that. Lustrous is going to try and deny something, but 2v2 on the B bomb site now.
That's a bit of damage done. Down to 53, Papachulo. The AK is making its way over, and they think they have a say in this. Wits, he's going to be missing a shot. That's a rare miss. And, well, great shot from Lust. The Deagle comes in, and a great shot from Yami as well. Somehow, they've fought their way back into this site. Both whiffed shots.
Yep, that just comes down to a couple of missed shots, unfortunately, from Bren, and that's actually a big economy upgrade for Way 2 champions. Look, there's still money for Bren Esports to work with in about the next 2 to 3 rounds. They can definitely reset the CT economy here, but it'll take 2 goes now as opposed to the single one.
Ecode. They've got money to work with left, Bren Esports. Way to champions. That was an eco round for them, and so they should have a lot of money going into this, and 2 survived. They're not out just yet. A shot missed there from Mara, and Wits re-peeks and just holds.
Just once again, just patience from Bren at this stage. Just not really going anywhere too quickly. Just exploring their options, seeing what they can do. Got plenty of time. They need to take this Nana control for sure. They need to force this rotation back to the B bomb site before they can go anywhere.
I feel like the that slow play that Bren Esports does at every start of the round is them waiting for the initial utility to be thrown out by Way to champions. Then they start to push forward and throw some of their utility, and it forces more utility out of Way to champions. So by the time they hit it, it's not too much they have to deal with. If ever I had to guess. There's just 1 player inside of this B site. Now, because that molly gets thrown out, they they call for the rotations for these 2 players to come over towards B. Because I'm guessing they're making some noise here inside Banana.
Oh no, this is...
Oh
no,
God.
They just line up for Mara. Oh no,
Oh
this
my
is not how you wanted it to go. Hang on, Wits, he's doing some damage, but he can't fight off against that many people. Oh no, Bren, you've completely cooked it on that one. They just needed to slow down in terms of at the 30-second mark. They've taken all of that, should have understood that the rotations were coming forward, should have tried faking it. Maybe they just need to pick up the pace a little bit. I feel like they're just starting to become a little bit too hesitant. They just need to trust, once again, in the crossfires that they can get, in the trades they can get, in the entries. They're just not coming in quickly enough. They're just taking too much time. You can see that with the utility, w2 champions can hold on to banana for a very long time. Top brackets isn't being explored, or top mid's not being explored just yet. You haven't really pushed Mara off the angle. You need to be doing this. The money's not great. It's a bit short. And I would say that you probably have to buy to get it in line.
Oh, no, they don't have the view of Mara, I don't think. But that would have been good to see from his perspective. I cannot believe he gets a 3k collateral.
That's disgusting, man. That just... I mean, I felt like that take wasn't going to work already. But that was kind of like the nail in the coffin.
It always happens on B Inferno, doesn't it? That triple wall bang always happens there. So now Bren Esports straight down second mid.
And it's good to see them being pretty financially responsible with what they have at this moment, which is they had a bit of cash on some of these people, didn't have money on the others. They understand it's a critical time, so what they do instead, alright, Derek can afford an AK and still buy in the next round, no worries at all. Now they've taken top mid control. Excellent.
Oh, so many targets. Papichulo's just taking down the AWP. Pros found one as well. These pistols are doing some work. There's so many targets up close. Papichulo's found yet another kill. So he's got an AWP to work with here. The bomb is behind him. He's not planted it. And the last two players are making their way in from mid. Papichulo has no idea where they're coming from. So instead, he's left the bomb behind. I feel like he's just trying to clear towards CT and then start making his way back in. Way to champions. They've not heard a bomb plant yet. They're expecting him to push towards them. And that's exactly what Papichulo is going to do.
But the problem is the time is ticking away. Eventually, w2 champions, one of the members is going to be leaving back to the B bomb site. Nope. Okay, Papichulo's made noise. They understand he's still in A. He doesn't have any utility to use. And, I mean, that was the downside of not retrieving the bomb. Uh-oh, they're giving him one-on-ones. Papichulo, he can't bring it back. Eyes is able to hold on for a little bit longer. Almost gets the ace, but if he had the bomb with him, that was the difference. If he took the bomb with him, cleared out CT, he would have realized what was going on.
I mean, decent effort there from Papichulo. Obviously, things would have turned out so much differently if he had taken that bomb over towards that B site. If that bomb plant goes down, both players have to come from either the same... They're either both going to come from banana because they're just right next to each other. And it's an AWP in the hands of in Papichulo. But that could have gone so much differently.
I think that's good, though, if you look at it on the side of Papichulo, just able to do so much damage at the end of the day.
Also true. He's keeping them buying. Hastika, yes,
correct. It's like, Hastika, when you're going to be buying up something? Hello? Are we going to see a tech pause? We're going to see a roll back round, or is the HUD not updating? That's the real question.
He's just sat there.
That's not good. He's bought. Okay, excellent. He's back.
I guess they were just talking still.
Jar's actually just straight in there.
That's
absolute madman.
Immediate banana control. Didn't take too much damage on the way in. Didn't take any damage whatsoever. So again, w2 champions, they've rotated 2 players over. So now there's 3 here to hold the site out in the open. Tries to peek through the flash. Papichulo shuts him down. Still in the back of the site. We lost. Great shot. Papichulo's there again. Another refrag. Bren Esports starting to work off of each other. 3 versus 4 now. And they still have to work with an AWP in the retake. There's 2 players over towards A. And the bomb is being planted.
Oh, great shot once again coming in from Wits, taking out a very dangerous player in Mara. They get the bomb plant down, and w2 champions need to respect the fact that the money is not good. And you have Papichulo to thank for that in the previous round. He doesn't win it, but look at the damage he's done. I don't think... I have to look at the round tracker again, but I don't think w2 champions has a huge loss bonus built up. I think this is going to be a precarious situation where they have to decide whether or not to force up or to just to eco behind it. And either one of them isn't really a palatable option. Like, you don't want to be ecoing up coming 14 to 13, maybe 15 to 13 and try to play for overtime. But at the same time, you force buy behind it and you lose. It's going to be to 15 to 13, you have no money. So...
pick your poison?
Yeah, that money... It's... Yeah, you got to pick your poison here. And that's the reality of it. You force up. I mean, what was that loss bonus? It was something like maybe 1400, 1900. Their loss bonus being completely reset. They're forcing up.
Oh.
This is so dangerous. Oh my god.
They lose this round, they get what, 2-4?
I think they get 1900 or 2-4 at best, which is, yeah, which is nothing at all. Which is like armor, MP9, barely any utility or pistols and util. This, if Bren's able to take this one, that's it. That's GG pretty much. I'm confident in saying that. But if they don't take the right steps this time around, very much could be 14-14. Maybe w2 champions could also sneak a victory as well. Out comes the Nana control.
They've all pushed down. And that molly has trapped Mara inside of logs. There's no follow-up nade or anything though, so he's not too worried. He does get lit down to 53 HP, last down to 65. So early damage done here from Bren Esports.
Depends what utility that they're going to use to retake Nana. Surely they should be wary of the fact that there is going to be players close, but they're just going to walk straight out and just make contact, but they're not clearing this corner. Finally, someone does look, but Papachulo, he's going to be traded out, but they're eventually going to get all the kills at Nana. 3v2 now, and the CTs, they just need to save again. You can't go in on this.
Flash comes through, he's pushed in, and he's not even looking the right way. Derek's caught him. 1 versus 3, and Yami, he has to save a kit, because that could potentially be a life-saving piece of utility for him, and the M4.
Bro, they've done it. Like, they've actually done it. Like, that's it. I refuse to believe a situation where Bren loses against pistols and MP9s again. I can't take it anymore. Like, this is 15-13, right? They've got money in the bank account to work with. w2 Champions has absolutely nothing to work with except this M4. And maybe, like, a couple of MP9s, pistols, and grenades. And that's it.
You can see these two players looking for this final gun as well. I don't think they're going to find Yami. Not even looking in his general direction. But, I mean, everything is against w2 Champions right now. The cards are completely stacked against them. And Yami's made a bit of noise there. But, I mean, obviously can't find anything after that. But 15-13, they have to find 2 rounds on no economy.
Yep. And I don't think... Look, you're not stopping Wits and Papachulo from their Jollibees. I'm telling you that right now. Like, you're just not stopping it.
Honestly, the Jollibee is so worth. It is so worth the win.
Like, they're actually just going to, like, that's what the Bren managed to do immediately after this. Be like, all right, boys, congratulations, well done. All right, what do you want from the set meal? You better get that Jolly Spaghetti. Otherwise, that's not, like, that. You're not living if you're not getting the Jolly Spaghetti after qualifying for the Power Summer 2020. Let's be realistic there.
Let's wait for the Philippine Major. It's not going to be a fight for $1 million. It's going to be a fight for a lifetime supply of Jollibee.
I reckon that might be worth it. But... look, they still got to get through this round. And it's going to be a very normal setup this time around from w2 Champions.
That's right. It's not done till it's done. Hastika does spot a player in mid, and he's going to go down. Jar, that's the first nail. 2 players in both sites now. Wits, he's pushing by himself over towards B. Flash comes in. He doesn't get too affected by it. This is the one rifle they've got. And, well... that's going to be the only rifle they had gone. And Wits has single-handedly retaken his way towards his B site. Papachulo's found Mara in mid. Lost and Isa in a 2 versus 4. He does a bit of damage onto Derek. Still looking to do a little bit more. I don't know how he's not gone down yet, but I'm pretty sure this is done. 40 seconds remaining. These pistols aren't finding anything. Jar's found the backstab. And all the way over from the B site, it's down to Isa. And he's got a CZ. He's got a flash. He's got a kit. He can't ninja. He's going up against 5 healthy, well, not all healthy, but 5 players. And, well, it's going to be a 1-tap from Jar to finish things off. 16-13, Bren Esports are the winners of the Asian qualifiers for the Perfect World Asia League Summer 2020, winning out over w2c 2-0.
And there you have it. What an insane matchup that we actually saw at the end of the day. And honestly, that's well-deserved from Bren Esports. It's been, once again, another long time coming. Wow. I'm just glad that they actually won, because it's kind of like because you got to look at it realistically this way, right? Obviously, w2c had a really, really good run throughout this entire open qualifier, but they're not the established team. All right, Bren have just been slowly chipping away. They've been looking for these opportunities, and I feel like this is, once again, just one of those huge things where Doesn't matter if they don't go too well when it comes to the actual group stages. Doesn't matter if they just drop out. It's the experience that counts at the moment. It's the exposure that counts. And hey, if Papachula and Wits bring the goods this time around once again, who knows? Might be able to cause an upset.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I'm looking forward to it. They're one of the 2 teams have now qualified for the finals. And I mean, that's a big statement as well for the Philippine scene, and it means a lot to us. But 100k USD prize pool, it's on the line now, and there's the opportunity there for them, and I'm very excited to see how those finals go.
Yeah, 100% as well. Once again, it does come down to a lot of these different factors as well. So, look, I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, you know, it's like the 100k prize pool. It's the chance to, you know, win the tournament and cause these upsets. I'm just going, well, actually, we'll slow down there, guys. Like, I love Bren as well. They can cause upsets. But honestly, once again, it is, for them, a huge chance to once again just improve their gameplay and just to get themselves up there. So not only is it next time that it is qualifying for these one-off things, they're qualifying for every single one, right? And it's a journey that takes time. We saw today, like, honestly, we saw a lot of fundamentally really solid play, but at the same time, we also saw a couple of like rookie errors and like some flawed fundamentals which need to be fixed if they're able to take it against the big boys. I hate to obviously talk down a little bit in regards to the end because they did win, but
yeah,
got to be realistic about it. Got to be realistic is that this is just a huge opportunity for them to just improve their gameplay further on from here and see how they go.
Yeah, I mean they're a high level team, especially in the China qualifiers that are just on a different level, and so there's a lot of step up that has to happen into the players in the other region. So yeah, it should be. I'm hoping it's going to be a great matchup when it comes to those finals when that day comes. But there you have it. That's it. That's going to be all the games for today. That was Bren winning out for the qualifiers, and they're going to be getting their Jollibee as their reward. And thank you very much, you guys, for tuning in. I mean, this has been the English commentary from CSGO to Asia for the Perfect World Asia League Summer 2020 Asian qualifiers. And it's been an absolute pleasure casting with you, Karath.
Yeah, it's been fun as well. Thanks, Jaeger, as well.
You're hot, absolutely, yeah. And obviously, the Filipino audience in the chat have they've adopted you. So there you go, some Pinoy pride for you.
Look, all I'm saying is like I'm planning to go back to the Philippines eventually. I'm gonna be coming to Manila. I'm gonna be eating from probably the same Jollibees that's like down the road from the complex of where like the City of Dreams is, or whatever the complex is called. Gonna be shopping as well over at the Mall of Asia, and there is one buffet place I want to go to Manila, and I think you know which one that I'm talking about here. So
there you go.
There is definitely a time once this is all over. Obviously, I'm going to be coming over.
We can't wait. And thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And that's going to be it from us. And good night. See you later.